They said I was blessed by the moon. They were wrong. On the night of my birth, the sky bled silver and red, the first blood moon in 1,000 years. The elders called it a sign of power. My mother called it destiny. But when I turned 16, destiny turned into a curse. It began with the dreams. A whispering voice that crawled through my sleep. A pale hand reaching out from the darkness, calling me by name, Elara. At first, I thought it was the goddess of the moon herself, blessing me as the heir to her power. But then the light came, blinding, burning, and I woke to find the mark on my wrist, a glowing sigil, shaped like a crescent consuming itself. That night, the village dogs howled. The crops withered, and when I looked in the mirror, my eyes were no longer blue. They shimmered with silver light. By dawn, the whispers began. She's cursed. The moon has marked her. Keep your children away from her. They locked me away in the old temple, the one built to honor the goddess who had now turned her back on me. Every night, I heard her voice, not kind, not divine, but heavy, sorrowful, and full of warning. Break the chain, or be devoured by it. But I didn't understand what that meant, not until the night everything burned. The king's soldiers came for me. They said the witch's curse had spread through the land, that my very existence was killing the moon's light. I didn't fight them. I couldn't. When they dragged me through the village, I saw the faces of those I'd once loved, my mother's tear-streaked face, the elders' hardened eyes, the children hiding behind doorways. They tied me to the old oak at the edge of the forest and left me to die beneath the same moon that had cursed me. But death never came. The moonlight split the clouds and fell upon me like a blade. I felt it pierce through my heart, cold and sharp, and then, suddenly, silence. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't in the mortal world anymore. I stopped in a valley of silver mist. Above me, the moon hung impossibly close, its light pulsing like a heartbeat. Around me were figures, translucent, shimmering, women with eyes like mine. The cursed ones. The first lunar witches, bound by the same power that had destroyed me. Their voices echoed together, soft and haunting. You are the last of us, Elara. The curse began with blood, and it will end with yours. One of them stepped forward, her face pale as frost, her hair flowing like liquid light. The moon's power is not evil, she said. But it was broken by greed, by those who tried to harness it. You carry what remains, both the curse and the cure. How do I end it? I asked. You must return to where it began, the altar of the first eclipse, and give back what was stolen. The mist began to fade, and her final words echoed in my ears. Redemption is not given, child. It's taken. When I woke, I was back beneath the oak, alive, but changed. The vigil on my wrist burned with new light. The moon hung above, full and bright once more. I traveled for weeks, through shadowed woods and forgotten ruins, guided only by moonlight and the voices of the cursed sisters. Every step I took drained my strength, but my purpose burned brighter than fear. Finally, I reached the altar. It was ancient, carved into the mountainside, glowing faintly under the lunar light. I could feel the pull, the power that had lived in my blood since birth, calling to be released. I stepped forward, placed my hand upon the stone, and whispered the words that had haunted my dreams since the beginning. Break the chain. The ground trembled. The sky split open. Moonlight poured through me like fire and ice combined. I screamed, not from pain, but from the weight of generations being lifted, the sorrow, the rage, the endless cycle of betrayal and fear. And then, silence. When I opened my eyes, the moon was no longer crimson. It glowed pure silver, calm, whole, free. The sigil on my wrist was gone. The curse had ended, but I was not the same. When I returned to the village, they no longer looked at me with fear, only awe. Crops grew again. The night felt warm. The children pointed to the moon and whispered, "The witch saved us." I smiled, not because they finally accepted me, but because I finally accepted myself. For the first time, the moon didn't feel like my curse. It felt like my home. Sparkle's ending line for narration I text on screen, cursed by the moon, but reborn by its light. Crescent Moon Elara's story has only just begun. Would you like me to make this story into a YouTube cinematic script, with shot-by-shot visuals and narration cues? Next, something you could feed directly into AI video tools like Pika, Runway, or Kaba.